Good morning, garden friends. Today, I'm going to be working on my three-tiered cascade planter. As you guys recall, early spring, I had cyclamen, sassafrage, a hellebores called the Joker, and some of the dusty millers. Well, with all the rain that has fallen, the sassafrage has died back, but because it got too much water, it does not like a lot of water. So what I'm going to be doing later on is transposing the good flowers and get all this dead stuff cut off and stored in my greenhouse, because this is supposed to be a perennial. So that's something that I'm going to end up doing because I loved how it looked. And I had one over by the garden shed that was doing fantastic. But because of all the rain, and I did not think to put it into the greenhouse so it wouldn't be getting all that moisture, that has sort of died back. But I'm going to see if I can gather any of the part of the plant that is still green and get it repotted and put into the greenhouse. But as I stated, I want to get my three-tiered planter filled, some summer plants in here, and a couple of things I am repurposing because I am going to reuse the dusty miller. I actually have two of them that I'm going to plant in this bed as my snapdragons start to die back. I've trimmed them so a new flush will come through. What is that? The summer, I'll put the name of it up. I cannot remember it for the life of me. I probably will later on. But another thing that I want to, be able to share with you guys. One of the things that I end up struggling with is, issues with my hip, and which it ends up slowing me down in regards to me being able to truly enjoy gardening and staying on my schedule. So it's just the realization that, with my age, having this additional weight on me is a contributing factor to the issues that I'm having with my hips. So I not only am I investing in my garden journey, but I'm also going to be investing in my health journey. I know there's a lot of stuff out there. Someone had mentioned the shots, and I am not downplaying that aspect, but as I had told someone, I didn't get this extra weight on me by taking shots. So it's just about me truly focusing on the health aspect, because my thought process is, if I am willing to exert the energy and take care of the plants to make sure that they are nice and healthy, I should be doing the same thing for myself. So come along with me on the journey. Any encouragement anyone wants to give, I will be receptive to it. So that is another journey that I am going to be endeavoring while I do my garden journey also. So with that said, let's go ahead and give you an idea of what I'm going to be putting in these containers. Like I said, I'm going to be repurposing the dusty miller. That's going to be center stage, because this will get about 18 inches in height. Then what I'm going to do is, it's these guys. These guys are Vincas. Now, they like full sun, and this area does get sun until about 4 o'clock. And they are compact, which that was one of the things that I liked, because my other Vincas can get a little leggy. They like semi-moist soil. They will get 6 to 10 inches in height and 12 to 18 inches wide, and will bloom from spring, summer, and fall. Now, the one thing that I am going to do is I'm going to plant these deeply, but still remove a lot of the root ball because I want this to be bushy. Now, the top one is going to be packed. As you guys know, I usually don't pack any of my containers, but because I think these flowers are just so adorable, and then the contrast with the Dusty Miller, the silver color, I think is going to look pretty. The second and third level is going to be the SunPatiens. The one level is going to be the pink, and then the second level is going to be that salmon color. Now, the one thing that I am going to do with the pink, now mind you, marigolds are not my favorite, but I had some that was left over, and I was looking at the color combination, and I think that is going to be really pretty. This too, I'm going to bury deep so that pretty much all the way up to where the flower is starting is going to be buried, with the hope that it will allow these guys to get bushy, because these two I think are leggy. And then the bottom layer is going to be intertwined with the, what is it? This is the ground cover that I got. I'll put the name of it up with the salmon colored SunPatiens. And then these guys like full sun apart sun. So this is going to be a good area for them. So that is what is going to be going into my 3-tiered cascade planter. Now, I took out everything. The one thing that I do want to do, I did put some compost in the soil, but I also want to add some of the Proven Winners continuous release plant food, so that these guys are going to be able to get the nutrition that they need. So let's go ahead and get this mixed in here. Now, the one thing about this, the slow release, it based off of the heat. That's what ends up igniting it to do what it needs to do. So let me get that mixed in here. Like I said, the Dusty Miller that was already in here, I'm just going to reuse it in here. Take some of this dead stuff off. That's going to be center. And then the Vincas. And what I'm going to do is I got 2 different colors of pink. I have like the soft pink, and then a little darker pink. And I'm going to take a lot of this off. I want the roots, but a lot of that dirt I'm taking off. Because I want that full look to it, at least for up top. That is already looking so pretty. Staggering the colors. Oh, doesn't that look pretty with the accent of the Dusty Miller? All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of the plants in here, get it mulched and watered, and then I will show you. You know what? I'm going to go ahead. Let me go ahead and do the second layer with the pink SunPatiens and the Marigolds. Now these guys got a lot of roots on them, so I'm okay with taking a lot of the root off of that. And then the other thing that I do, I don't like to throw anything away. We're doing another project that any dirt that I have, I'm keeping so that it can be utilized. And then, like I said, I'm gonna plant this like really deep on its side with the hope that these little nubs down here on it will encourage them to sprout new flowers. I'm gonna loosen the dirt up around this so I can spread it out and it be down in there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and stagger these with the pink and the pink color of the impatiens and the marigolds. And see, this is the thing too, you know, with planting, you know, it is about, you know, color combination, but I also like to experiment with colors. You know, might not think this bright yellow or orange, whatever you want to call it, would be a good complement to the pink, but I think I need to just pop that off. That was like half dead. But I think it's going to make a nice combination, especially when these guys all fill in. And like I said, I'm hoping that between the combination, number one, it'll keep the marigolds nice and bushy. I just might come in here and trim them to make them do what I want. And there's a couple of these on here. That's dead. Okay, so that's done, and then let me do the red down here, or the coral color. That mixed in here really nicely. All right, so I'm all done with putting the plants in there. Let me go ahead, get my mulch on it. I think I'm only gonna have to do like a light mulching, seeing that these guys get nice and full. And then I'm also gonna go ahead and plant the two Dusty Millers right here. Oh, and the vine there, or ground cover I should say, is called rock cress. it gets these beautiful white flowers on them in the spring. So, and they are evergreen. And I so think it is a beautiful accent piece to my courtyard garden, but look how everything is looking. I'll be doing a backyard garden tour for July so you guys can see. And I did get the two Dusty Millers planted there, but that looks really good. Well, thank you again for visiting Inspiring Garden Corner, and I hope you enjoyed seeing the combination that I did for my 3-tiered cascade planter. Well, if you enjoy my content, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. And I look forward to you taking this next health journey with me. Have a great day.